a video, show you what we're doing out here today. Weather's not really great, but it's nice. We're up on top of the mesa, about 15 minutes from home. There's Kathy.
Hi, y'all.
And I'm Case. Hi, y'all. And here's Hi B. Hi to all of you, too. And now we're back to the scenery. Better looking at either one of us. Anyway, it's a little bit cloudy, as you can see. So we haven't hit no rain yet. There's sunshine over there, and that's over towards Deep Creek. And that little canyon over there in the far distance is Deep Creek, down in there. We just left Joshua Inn, came up on top of the hill, and that's between our house and Deep Creek, which we go to quite often. And over here on this hill, if you can see a little part of the road going up there, that's the only state highway in California that's unpaved. It was State Highway 173, which Caltrans, our beautiful Caltrans of California, closed off February 11th of this year. And they offered to give it to me free 4 times. But I got to provide the maintenance and the security and all the happy horse shit, so we didn't take it. But I don't have the money. At the same time, I'd love to own it. I told Kathy there's a lookout right up there, right about where you're looking at now. I don't know if you can see it in the film, but I told her we're going to build a log cabin, put in solar panels and a water tank, and we're going to live right there with a gate. They gave me 5.5 miles of it, or offered to, and at 5.5 miles where the gates are, I'd charge a toll road, you know, going through it. But it's been open for hundreds of years. I've been traveling it for 30 and fighting with Caltrans to open it up. They tried to give it back to the Forest Service, but they didn't want it because they didn't want the maintenance. It's a better road than any road in the San Bernardino National Forest, but they claim it's a bad road. You can't pass each other. And all I got to say is that is bullshit. Anyway, right now I'm pointing at the canyon going up Deep Creek. That's our lower Deep Creek. You go on up, and then there's Devil's Hole, which is a really nice swimming hole up there. It's about 10 or 15 miles up that canyon. And it goes all the way up to Lake Arrowhead. That's where the water comes out of. This is the headwaters of the Mojave River. And it's the only river in the country that flows from west to east instead of east to west. And they're trying to shut that off for us too, but we're fighting that as well. Alright, we're going to go on down the road here and hope you're enjoying it. We're making this video for 2 people, Roy back east, and David and Nanette up Northern California. So I hope you enjoy it, because it's special for you guys. You wanted me to get out and show you something besides sitting around the Deep Creek, which we always enjoy doing. But we're going to get a little 4-wheeling in there. So hope you enjoy the video. Area is about a 15-minute drive from our house, so we live in heaven as far as 4-wheeling goes, because I tell you, we got more trails to go in, and as long as I live, I don't think I'll hit them all, but I've sure tried my best to hit most of them. And we've been all up in the mountains and down in the desert. This is on the far coastal side of where we go, but we have the desert totally right behind us in the other direction, about 15-20 minutes. So we got really God's acres to go play 4-wheeling in. And we all, like, right now we're playing country music. The other day we were playing rock and roll. Kathy likes rock and roll, but I'm a country fan, so every once in a while I get my choice and we play country one day and rock and roll the next. But enjoy the music. sharks fighting the fire and stuff, but it's a shame because it was so beautiful when it was all junipers. Kind of like what's in front of us right now. That's what most of it looked like. And as you can see, a big portion of it burned up. We're kind of riding, we left the power line road, and we're kind of riding along the ridge line back over through an area that's all pretty much open right now. It's part of the Lost Forest Ranch, and it comes out towards Santa Fe Road, which follows the Santa Fe Railroad tracks right up the Cajon Pass, right by our house within a block or two. So we're out here. This is what it kind of used to always look like. The whole area, the hillsides were just covered with these. But now you kind of got like what's over there instead. But it's still a good place to come riding. And this is probably, you got about 15 square miles of absolutely beautiful four-wheel drive trails. They're all pretty much like this, but you can pick your ideal of easy ones, hard ones, or fast ones, or whatever you want to climb. And we're out here by ourselves. Now, if you have somebody with you, it's a little more safer to do the climbing, but we're kind of sticking to the main trails because we are traveling by ourselves for safety reasons. Over here, right now, you can see the canal. That's the water canal. It comes from, brings our California water from the Aqua up in Owens Lake in the Owens Valley by Bishop, and comes down here to Southern California, right down into LA, Southern California, San Bernardino, all of it. And we stop in there and cool off in the summertime. You're not supposed to be swimming in it, but I use my toe strap and hook it around my wrist, hook it around one of the pipes when they're not pumping. I don't go when they're pumping. But we kind of take a dip and get cooled off and right back out. I don't really go swimming. I just kind of dip in the water. Right now, if you look down there way in the distance, you can see Silverwood Lake from up here. It looks small from here, but it's actually a real good, big-sized lake, and it's all up and down different canyons down there, so you're only seeing a smidgen of it right now. And it's a big, beautiful lake. I've had my boat down there going water skiing, taught all my grandkids to ski there, and every other kid that I get on the boat to go skiing, I've taught them all how to ski. And we finally sold our boat about, my son's 42, and they all know how to ski, and I said, I'll let them get the boat and pay the expenses. Grandpa's tired of it. Let them do it, and I'll borrow their boats or go with them. But here's some of the trails. Right there, that big-ass trail going up the hill right in front of us, that's called 2NX17. And that's one of the badder four-wheel drive roads. It goes from down by the lake where you first start off, which is a pretty steep hill, and it's off the back road that goes around Silverwood Lake back up to Arrowhead out of Hesperia. And at the same time, that's really badass, and it goes up and joins onto that same road that's around the bottom of the lake, but only a four-wheel drive would make it. And there's some sunshine shining through the clouds there. You can see the streaks coming down, which really makes it pretty. And I said, one thing I love about the desert, the weather changes, and you've got clear blue sky and sunshine, and you've got 4 seasons, snow, and we come out and play in the snow out here too. And at the same time, I said we enjoy it a lot because we got heaven for four-wheelers, and it's also 15 minutes from my house, from the desert to the mountains, one or the other. Which is why Feinstein and Boxer are trying to close all off to us, because they want the Sand and Snow 2011 Desert Protection Act from Feinstein. They're pushing on us real hard to close all this off to all of us. Okay, I'll turn here, and now there's the pumping station, and there's the back side of the dam for Silverwood Lake. And to the left, it goes in a deep canyon, way to the left, quite a ways.
Yeah, you see the road.
And then off to the right where the spillway is there, that's pointing towards the canal that goes through, but there's a big canyon to the right. You're going up, there's 2 canyons off that. You go through another channel, get up to where the marina is, straight behind, almost pointing where the spillway is. You'd see the marina, and from that, if you go to the right, it's a big swimming beach and a big channel out that way, and another fishing area off to the left that is strictly for 5 mile-hour speed limit, but mostly fishing. But there's some really good fishing in there, and it's a very big lake. This looks small from this angle we're looking at. That's the river. They've been releasing water out of the lake backwards into the Mojave River because they have this headwaters of the Mojave River. And the people from Barstow and Newberry Springs, they went through court to get them to release more water out of it because their wells were going down. So they won that case about 5 years ago. So every now and again they'll let water out of the backside of the lake, but the actual headwaters are up there where I showed you where Deep Creek was. That goes all the way to Arrowhead. And you got the one called Devil's Hole and then Upper Deep Creek, but that's right out of Arrowhead Lake. And the snow melt and natural springs all feed into it, but it's the only river running west to east. But this gives you an idea of the valley, and this area right down here is the Los Flores Ranch. That's all owned by the same family that's been in it for 100 or more years. They've thought about at one time, or have tried to, put in 15,000 homes in here, but with the economy like it is, it kind of died by the grapevine. They haven't done it yet.